Hello, all you beautiful people, and welcome to or welcome back to the Voice of Reality, a podcast. As always, thank you for being here and tuning in. I'm honestly so grateful to every single one of you. And don't forget to like, comment, and share so I can see you all and thank you for engaging, but also so that the podcast can reach and help even more people who may need it. So, how are we all feeling? I know that you can't exactly answer me when I ask that, but I do hope you are all having an amazing week, month, and day itself, Queens. This week, we are going to get right into it, as I feel this topic itself is needed this side of the year and with the actual festivities kind of creeping up and in as well. So, I know we are all wondering how to navigate through these festivities, these kind of times of the year in general, and just occasions when they do creep up, because we still want to see progress. And if anything, we want to be able to maintain it. It's so important to know just because it is coming to the end of the year, we don't just quit on ourselves or give up on all we've worked towards. And if anything, we do not wait to get started and wait to bring our goals to life. We have not come this far to simply only come this far. And in reality, your goals have no idea what time of the year it is. And quite frankly, they do not care. A lot of the time, we come to this time of the year, people will take their foot off the gas. They just don't care anymore. And to be honest, I just think this time of year is amazing to actually get after it and to start or even go harder with your goals because it's before the rush of January. The gyms are nice and quiet because, yes, a lot of the time people will stop or will decide not to get going or get after their goals. And you get a head start of yourself and your own goals before January comes in. So you're starting the new year on the strongest foot yet. And if you truly want to create a lifestyle, it won't actually matter when you start. And waiting until January and having that mindset of, oh, I'll wait until I'm ready or wait until, it's quieter or I'm not as busy. That is just self-sabotage. And that is you literally holding yourself back from what you can truly get after. So before anything else, just remember that even with the festivities and occasions, we can still make progress and still see all those goals coming to life. But in order to create a lifestyle and a sustainable approach, it's important to learn how to navigate through them. So instead of just avoiding them or waiting until they're kind of all over or it's quieter to start, because let's be real, they'll never be fully over. They'll never be fully done. And there'll always be something creeping up. And that is absolutely okay. So instead of avoiding them, we will learn how to tackle them head first, navigate through, and still see progress coming in and coming through. So, Queens, the first thing that I want to chat about today is actually alcohol itself. There is always this kind of common misconception with alcohol and why, it's not the best thing for our actual kind of journey when it comes to maybe wanting to change our physique, if it's maybe fat loss, even weight gain, even maintenance, anything of the likes. If you want to change your physique and how you look, alcohol is going to affect this, okay? And I don't want to be someone to sit here and to turn you off it completely. I still enjoy a drink every now and again. I'm sure you all will as well. But it does have an effect and it will stall your progress and it will stall the actual goals that you want to get after. So it's not that it will stop them completely, but it might just prolong the process for you, especially if it's creeping up every week or a lot every so often. Okay. So alcohol itself does actually stop fat burn for up to 36 hours in the body. Alcohol is a toxin to your body. Your body does not want it. It is trying to get rid of it. It will do everything it possibly can to get it out of the bloodstream and out of the actual organs and just out of the body in itself. So it takes a lot of energy in the body to get rid of this toxin and this literal lethal injection that you're putting into it. The body just tries to get rid of it at all cost. So a lot of energy is spent, trying to get the alcohol back out, and no energy is giving to anything else when it comes to fat burn, when it comes to even just yourself. You will always feel extremely lethargic after drinking alcohol. You'll feel very low in energy. Your sleep will obviously get a massive hit. You will feel very anxious and stressed. And this is because your body doesn't feel safe and your body doesn't feel in a good place because of the toxins you have put into it. So I hate to break it to everyone, but yes, alcohol does stop fat burn within the body for up to 36 hours. So, of course, if you think of it like this, if you're going out and drinking alcohol every weekend or every second weekend, you're probably going to put a stall on your actual progress for up to 36 hours because of this. Okay. And it's not even down to the calories in alcohol. The calories in alcohol can actually be, navigated through correctly, and we can somewhat make better choices so that the calories are still, accounted for and still actually okay within the zone that we're in. But it is that actual fat burn for up to the 36 hours that might have a bit more of an effect on your goal. Okay. As well as this, it's going to have a major, major effect, as I've mentioned, on your energy. Your energy is going to be low. Alcohol does not steam well in the body, and your energy just doesn't enjoy alcohol itself. Your body's trying to literally get rid of it. It's spending all of its time trying to flush it back out of the body. So it does not care if you have shit to do, and you will not have energy to do the basic things because your body is literally in fight or flight at the moment. Your sleep is going to be hugely affected with alcohol. Again, you don't feel safe. Your body doesn't feel safe when these toxins are entering the bloodstream, entering the body in general. So sleep will be affected with this because of energy obviously being lower as well. Anxiety will be heightened. Your body doesn't feel safe. And stress, of course, will be heightened. Your body does not feel safe. So, as well as this, and as well as obviously alcohol creating this unsafe feeling within the body, this does mean that you will also hold on to a lot of water weight. And because your body's stressed out, your body feels more anxious and it doesn't feel safe in itself, your body will kind of resort to kind of clinging on to anything that it can to help it. And that will be a lot of water. And that could be why you feel bloated, or the body feels a bit puffy or watery after drinking alcohol, especially a lot of it, and more so the days after. And that will be down to the fact that, your body will retain a lot more water after the consumption, because not only is your body trying to feel safe again, but alcohol actually dehydrates you. So alcohol will dehydrate the body, which means the body will try and store any water, and try and cling on to any water because it is dehydrated after drinking it. So other than that then, right, the alcohol itself and the calories within alcohol are very, very different to our normal day-to-day calorie intake when it comes to, say, protein, carbs, fats, and food. Alcohol and calories, very different. Okay. So the calories in alcohol, there is 7 calories per gram of alcohol. It's very different to any calorie source, very different to, our protein or our carbs or our fats. So it's actually accounted for very, very differently as well, has very different effects on the body. It's stored differently as well. And the body obviously reacts to it very, very differently too. So as much as, and I've said this obviously there before, as much as, the calories can still be accounted for and we can make better choices. It's not exactly the calories that are the problem, to be honest. It is the actual, fact that, okay, fat burn is going to be put on pause for hours afterwards. Our energy, sleep, anxiety, stress levels, our body's going to retain a lot of water. We're going to feel bloated. We're going to feel, a lot more water retention. And as well as this, the calories within alcohol are very, very different and actually accounted for differently, with regards to how it's stored, and the amount of calories per gram. Okay. So with this then as well, I just wanted to tip on alcohol quickly because look, it's not something that I want everyone to avoid. We don't want to be afraid of it or anything of the likes. It is fine when it's in small consumptions. And obviously, as well as that, it's not something that happens all of the time. Myself, I still enjoy a drink every now and again. And when I say every now and again, it's probably once every like 3 to 4 months. And look, as I always say, if it's rare, if it's an occasion, it's not the end of the world. It's just not to be consumed consecutively every single week. Okay. Because that will put a bit of a halt and definitely a bit of a spanner in the works when it comes to your progression and when it comes to trying to get after these goals. It's going to slow things down drastically. A huge, huge thing, though, that we need to discuss is the days after we drink, because that is what is affected the most by alcohol. Not obviously the day of. The day of, we're having the time of our life. We're enjoying ourselves. And we all know this. And, if it's an occasion and things like that, we're happy. We're out, we're celebrating with friends, family, whatever the occasion may be, having a few drinks. We love it. It's always a fun time. But the days after are what really, really get a hit when it comes to the consumption of alcohol. Because as we know, we'll feel lethargic, we'll feel fatigued. Hangovers, come on, let's be real. Hangovers are absolutely horrendous. And to be honest, I don't suffer badly with hangovers. I will feel tired 1000%, but I won't be, physically ill. And one thing I never understand is people that do suffer from hangovers. I do not understand why they drink, because I could not do that every single time. And actually being physically ill, getting sick, or having the worst headaches from hell. So yes, we know the days after are the days that are affected most after drinking alcohol. When it comes to hangovers, number one, the actual direct day after, and then even after that, the few days afterwards, with energy being lower, sleep being affected as well, and anxiety at an all-time high. I do definitely get the fear after drinking alcohol. I will absolutely admit that. And it's probably the reason why I don't drink a lot. I don't drink a lot because, yes, the anxiety afterwards, but also my training gets such a hit after drinking because I can't give it my all. My performance isn't at its best, my strength isn't at its best, and my energy isn't at its best. As well as that, then, my working kind of method and regime is a little bit altered because I'm more tired, I'm more fatigued, I'm not as sharp, I'm not as on the ball. And personally, I need to be able to give my clients everything possible. I love being, my top form of myself, and, making sure that I am the best version of myself showing up every day. So it is just something for me that the cons outweigh the pros for me personally. But everyone's completely different. Okay. So for myself, yes, I will get the fear the days after. I won't be as sharp, and my actual work method and my actual training and kind of structure will definitely be kind of affected from alcohol. And we all know this. I am sure we have all been on nights out the next day feeling very sorry for ourselves, very hungover. Then, our activity is low, food and bad choices are literally high. Uh, and as well as that, then even it then rolls into the week itself. Sunday we feel awful, then Monday our energy is low, Tuesday we're still feeling really bad in ourselves, and then we just write off the entire week and feel sorry for ourselves, which we do not want. Okay, so what I now want to chat about is how to actually handle occasions or meals out in the best way possible. I wanted to tip on alcohol because it is important for you to know these things and to be aware of these things when you're making your choices. But I also don't want us to fear it. So when occasions do creep up and when meals out do creep up, we want to also learn how to navigate through them in the best way possible. Because yes, it is going to affect us. Yes, it's going to affect our goals slightly too. But how can we, incorporate them in, navigate through them in the best way so that, it's not literally steering us way off track and way off course. So, as I said there, like the actual night of the meal out, the night out, or the occasion itself isn't actually always the problem. A lot of the time, it is number one, how we navigate through and handle them, and as well, the days and weeks after. Okay, so few questions and a few things to ask yourself when occasions and meals are creeping up. Number one, has the week before the night out or the meal or whatever it might be, has that been accounted for and ticked off and completed? So you have targets each week when it comes to training, nutrition, steps, whatever it might look like, even if it just comes down to making better choices and better habits. Have you made sure that the week before the night out has been ticked off and done? Because what I always try to do is get as much done as I can before it, because I know my energy won't be as high afterwards. So making sure everything's accounted for, ticked off and done before the meal out, before the actual night out or alcohol or anything of the likes, because then we can just go and enjoy it. And we know that majority of the week has already been done. Has the day of itself been accounted for? Still tracking the day of. If you're going on a night out, you still have the whole day and hours beforehand to make sure it's being done right and accounted for correctly. Or if you're going out for a meal, you still have the day of and the hours before to make sure that that is being accounted for and monitored nice and correctly. Have you gotten close or near to your protein targets, obviously, as well? So concentrating on obviously the meals before either going out for your meal, and making sure that they're still being done correctly, and as well as that, that your targets are still somewhat hit before going out. So still getting your protein in, putting and setting some kind of calories aside for that night, and then using the other calories for the other meals within the day. Has nutrition been consistent every other week. So making sure that this obviously isn't something that happens consecutively, making sure that if it is an occasion that creeps up, an off-plan meal or a night out in itself, making sure it's not something that, every single week you're going out and doing this and doing these things, because it's very, very important, as we know, that it's not consecutive. And if it is something that is every now and again, that's fine. That's fine. We can navigate through them. It's not the end of the world. Has activity been consistent that week as well? So making sure all your boxes are ticked off more so before the occasion creeps in, and kind of just making sure that you're feeling good as well, that you have actually, ticked your boxes, you're feeling confident with how the week was, so that this and this occasion will not affect it or steer you way off track. Will you be able to continue into the week ahead feeling good? If you suffer from severe hangovers and after nights out or after drink or occasions, you feel horrendous and it's going to affect your entire week, please try to avoid going out and try to avoid alcohol, because unfortunately it is going to have a massive effect on your goals and a massive effect on your physique if that is what the goals are. A massive effect on your habits and decision making, a massive effect on, your actual week as a whole, on how you decide what nutrition you're going to have, on your training. It's just not going to be good. Okay. If you suffer severely from hangovers, suffer severely from bad anxiety, fear of, the week after actually drinking, and as well as that, your energy is absolutely on the floor, I would try and avoid it as much as you can, to be honest. Because if your whole week is being affected from a few hours on one day or from a night out of one day, that is not worth it. Unfortunately, we know it's not worth it. Okay. So what we always want to make sure is that the week after isn't being majorly affected by one singular night out or a few drinks here and there. Okay. So that's very, very important. Making sure to plan the week after, you're able to still tick your boxes. You're able to still make good choices and bring in your good habits. And, the day after in itself is being planned and mapped out, so you're not lying around in bed all day and doing absolutely nothing, feeling sorry for yourself. So a huge thing to always remember is that realistically, life is all about balance, okay? And this is exactly what we want to achieve as well. So we do want to achieve that balance in life. So I'm not here to tell you to never, ever drink ever again or go out and enjoy yourself. Not at all. I'm just always aware that, some people suffer differently. Some people, it causes different effects too. And it just kind of affects the week differently for a lot of people. So just always to take those things into consideration when you are making these decisions, and, how rare and how much and consecutive these occasions creep up. So unless you have very, very, very specific goals or very specific timelines, these occasions will never be the end of the world. Okay. Now, unless you're literally standing on stage and you're bodybuilding and you're prepping like that severely, or maybe you have a photo shoot, or if you have a very specific space of time. So if you're giving yourself a 6 to 12 week timeline to achieve something and to be in the best shape of your life, unfortunately, alcohol should not come into this, and occasions should not come into this. But if you're going for a more long-term approach and a more lifestyle effect, a more sustainable effect, and you do want to give this maybe a year or even longer, absolutely these things should be able to be brought in and occasions navigated through. And that's what we're here for as well, that actual lifestyle sustainable effect. And then along the way, things might change up and goals might change up. So you might need to change your approach. But this is kind of for the majority, 90% of people that do want that lifestyle effect, and want to be able to sustain things. So bringing in, occasions and little things like that and off-plan meals and being able to enjoy a night out is absolutely fine. Just as I said, not every single weekend, because that will have a huge effect on your body, energy, and everything else going on with your goals. So once it isn't, as I said, an every single weekend occurrence, progress can still be made. And that is why we want to be able to navigate through these things correctly. Okay, so what I would always say is to have a plan in place for the next day. Oh, my Lord of God, the next day is so important. Do not sit around in your bed feeling sorry for yourself, making shitty choices, making kind of bad choices, especially when it comes to nutrition. and then not getting anything done, and then allowing that to have a snowball effect into your week ahead. The next day we get up, if anything, we get a walk in, some fresh air for the mindset, if nothing else, but get the body moving in some sort of way. If you need to meal prep so you are still making good choices with food, then we absolutely meal prep. Maybe incorporating in a meal that you enjoy that day so that it's not all, the pits of hell and the pits of despair, and you have something to enjoy and look forward to. But it's very important to make sure that the day after is not affected, because that is when it has a snowball effect into the full week itself. Another top tip of mine would be to make sure that everything is ticked off and done accordingly in the week leading up to an occasion or a night out or alcohol or anything of the likes, because you want to make sure that you're feeling good and confident with the choices you have made prior to it. The day of an occasion, control it just as much as any other day of the week. That is extremely, extremely important. Maybe putting some calories aside for it. Maybe, making sure that your protein target is nice and high on your other kind of meals or your other hours of the day. And then just enjoying yourself. It's very important to still go out and enjoy yourself, not feeling guilty, not allowing, for this overwhelming guilt to come in and then you haven't even enjoyed your night out. What's the point of that? Honestly, what is the point of the night out? What is the point of going out for the nice meal or for a few drinks with your friends, or, a night out or an occasion, a birthday, a wedding, something, Christmas, that creeps up, and not even enjoying it because you have guilt. If you're going to do it, go do it and enjoy yourself. But making sure you have a plan in place beforehand and a plan in place for afterwards. And that is the most important thing. So now kind of looking at the week itself. Looking at a write-off or a bad week, please know that this doesn't actually necessarily exist. A week is a week. A week is a week, and what we do with it and how we react to it is extremely important. What you do is what matters most, and your reaction to if there is an occasion creeping up, a night out, some alcohol, all of the likes and bits and bobs. If a day, a meal, a workout, or an hour of the week doesn't go as planned, you still very much so have every other day to get it done, to plan and to tick things off, or to just change your narrative. So as I've said, if there is something creeping up on a Saturday evening, that's normally only a few hours of a Saturday that you get to enjoy. You're not as in control and might lead you slightly astray. Do you understand that there is every other hour of the week, every other day of the week to be controlled, and that we can actually navigate through correctly? And it is so important to remember that. Just because you have a night out, even if you're going away for a few days, even if it's kind of an all-day occasion, it is not a bad week, and it is not a week that you just write off and throw into the bin because of something so small creeping in to the week itself. It does not matter if something small is creeping in or even if something goes wrong. It is how you continue and how you control the rest of the days and the rest of the hours in the week that matter most. Because we always strive for consistency, not for perfection, queens. And we know this. That all or nothing approach is genuinely what's holding you back. So say, for example, you have a night out on a Saturday, which is going to be about 4 to 5 hours of your Saturday. Are you seriously going to throw away the 6 other days of the week and also the 10 other hours of your Saturday just because of those 5 hours? Just because you're going to go out and have a nice meal and a few drinks? Do you understand that there's still so much room for progression the other days of the week, the other hours of that day and of the week itself? And that is where we need to kind of change your mindset. Because a lot of the time, what I do see is people just hitting the fuck it button and not caring about the week before or the week after because of one small thing. One small thing, one thing that might creep up, one occasion that you should go out and enjoy, absolutely, but you should have a plan in place for the week before and the week after, and that is consistency, because not every single week is going to be absolutely perfect and 1,000% on point or ideal, and that's fine, because we know this, we're all human. No one is perfect, no week is perfect, and that is absolutely okay with us, because we are consistent queens over anything else, and that is how we create a lifestyle. That is how we create a routine. That is how we create better habits. And that is how we rely on ourselves more and more and more and change that mindset and that narrative from that all or nothing approach to actually seeing consistent results within a period of time and a longer period of time at that, and creating that sustainability as well. Take it like this. If you wake up late for work on a Monday morning, okay, your alarm doesn't go off and you don't wake up, you get up and you're all over the place. Your head's a mess. This has happened to me a few times. Let's be real. Your head's a mess and you don't know what's going on. You're not even in the world of living. Monday morning, you're late for work. What on earth? Are you just going to decide right there and then that you're going to be late for work every single morning and not care? You're just going to ring up and basically you're just going to quit. You're going to tell your manager, do you know what? I woke up late for work today. I'm going to be an hour late, so I just quit. I'm not going to be arsed coming in any other day of the week. May as well be late every other day and don't really care about the job anyway. So just going to quit because I was an hour late today. I can guarantee, you might all wish that you could do that, but I can guarantee not one person listening to this would do that. And that's basically like what you are saying you're going to do with one night out or a few hours of the week that you might not be as in control of as others. We need to make sure we're consistent. If you woke up late for work on a Monday morning, you would get up, you would get dressed, and you would get to work, even if you were an hour late. And you would make sure that every other day is on point and every other day you're not late for. And that is exactly what we do within our journey and with our goals as we push forward. We are the ones in control. And that is so important to always remember as we push forward. So, another thing that I want to chat about here is that fuck it button approach, that all or nothing approach, and people just genuinely not caring about their goals or progress when a week might creep up that there is an occasion or festivities do come in. Like now, like this side of the year, there's going to be festivities, events, and occasions all creeping up. It is sparkle season, it is Christmas season. We're all going to have a good time. And I'm sure there's going to be food off track, not planned, not accounted for. And I'm very sure there's going to be a few drinks and alcohol consumed. And all of my clients know, all of you know, and anyone following me on Instagram know that we are absolutely here for that. No one is a Scrooge. We are going to enjoy ourselves. But what is very important is how we react to each week, how we plan each week, and how we make sure that we're navigating through everything as much as possible and still seeing as much progress as we can as we push forward. So, I want to come to you with a scenario here, and I want you to ask this, okay? You have a night out, maybe an occasion, maybe it's your friend's a birthday, maybe it's your own birthday, maybe it's your Christmas party, maybe it's Christmas Day, who knows? But something is creeping up, an event and an occasion where there is going to be some drinks, maybe even a nice meal. We love her for it. We love some nice food, okay? What I want you to think of is these two options. Option one, the fuck it button. You go out on a Saturday night and you wake up on a Sunday the day after. You wake up and you feel absolutely horrendous. You're feeling sorry for yourself and you lie in bed for a few hours, doom scrolling on your phone, not caring about what you're doing. You get up and you have a fry, a big greasy fry because you think that that's going to make you feel better. You have some crisps and jellies and you lounge around on the couch all day. You order the pizza, a full fat Coke, of course, because why not? Maybe even some ice cream. Then you lie in bed all day feeling hungover and sorry for yourself. Then you feel sick also with the amount of food that you've just eaten. Your digestion takes a massive hit. And you're also feeling extremely anxious and you have the fear of life from all of the alcohol that you've just consumed. It is not fun. I have been there too. Then Monday comes along and you just don't bother to go to the gym or prepping any food because you are exhausted. Your energy is on the floor. So calories stray drastically again and things start to slide more and more and more. Monday becomes another Sunday and again you're feeling shit for yourself. It's now Tuesday and you're even more tired. You're trying to catch up. You're trying to chase your tail because Sunday and Monday didn't go as planned. You're trying to put things in place and everything is just all over the place and you're even more exhausted than before. Then you hit the fuck a button and you decide to throw the whole week in the bin and just start again next week. This roll-on effect and this snowball effect into the week that a lot of people allow happen. Or are we going to go for option two, the I'm in control button, the green zone, the button and that everyone should be striving towards? So it's now Sunday, the day after Saturday and the night out itself. We wake up and we say to ourselves, right, enough is enough. I'm not going to lie here and feel sorry for myself. I need to get out and get some fresh air, not only for my body, but also for my head. And it'll be nice to get some activity in and to actually get out for some steps. get a little coffee along the way. That will wake me up. That will give me a little bit of a perk. All of a sudden, you actually aren't feeling as hungover as you thought. One huge thing that I will say is that hangover is definitely a state of mind. So, getting up and doing things and actually creating energy through activity will help drastically. You have a nice high protein breakfast that will actually keep you full and satiated. This is also going to give you more energy for the day. You have three well balanced meals. You also might incorporate in a dinner that you like and that you enjoy because you knew that you would be feeling a little bit worse for wear and you actually want to be excited for this dinner. So for me, I might, prep a spaghetti bolognese or a chicken curry or even a fake away, a wrap pizza, a fake away Chinese, Indian, something that I can prep and I know I'll be excited for and enjoy for that dinner. I get a little bit of activity in because I do want to feel productive. And I might even sit down and plan the week ahead if I'm feeling lucky and if I haven't too tired. It comes to Monday and I feel ready. I get my workout in on Monday. I might be a little bit less energetic and I might feel a little bit more lethargic in the workout, but I've still gotten in and gotten it done. So I'm not chasing my tail for the rest of the week. I feel so much better coming into my week and so much more in control. And now the rest of my week falls in place. My digestion feels good. I'm not feeling bloated. I'm not feeling lethargic anymore come Tuesday. And my week is just where it needs to be. And we get going. So there's always two options after these things creep in. There is the fuck up button option, where you can just not care and allow your week to go astray and to just throw everything away. Or there is that green zone of the I'm in control button and actually allow yourself to make better choices and to start navigating through things correctly and to start creating better habits and better routine after actually going out and these occasions creep in. And that is the difference. The difference is in how you react to these things, not in the actual occasions or night outs or off-plan meals themselves. As well as that, allowing ourselves to plan and prep the week before so that everything's in and done and that we actually feel good coming into the weekend. So, Queens, a lot to take in there, I'm very aware, with regards to occasions and alcohol and just nights out in itself. And one thing that I want to say is that you have any questions whatsoever, please fire away. That is exactly what I'm here for. And I love that as well. So wherever you can find me, fire away any questions on this episode or any episode whatsoever. One thing that I will say is, it's very important to know that if we want to create a lifestyle and a sustainable approach, that we should be able to actually incorporate in these occasions, events, festivities, nights out, meals out, alcohol, anything of the likes. You should not be avoiding anything on your journey if it is that lifestyle approach that you want. What I will say is they might just have a slight effect on the actual timeline and on how fast your progress might come to life. But if it's rare and if it's something that doesn't creep up all of the time, then they absolutely should be enjoyed. And if you have something creeping up, especially over the festive season, enjoy it. Because if you feel guilty and if you're going out not even enjoying it and have that guilt, what's the point? What is the point? It's very important as well that over these next kind of few weeks and the next month leading us into Christmas and into December, to remember that there is still so many days around the festivities and events that we can control. How you react to these days, how you react to the days after, and how you react to making sure that you're navigating through things and that your progress is still coming to life is the most important factor of everything that we are going to be doing to bring our goals to life. Thank you so much for being here, for tuning in and listening along, of course. I am honestly forever grateful for this safe space and for what we have created here. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and obviously tag away. I love seeing you all and seeing who is engaging. Oh, and never forget, Queens, if there's ever a day filled with self-doubt or you're just not fully believing in yourself, I am always over here believing you, and I'm always over here rooting for you.